Krispy Kreme's name instantly conjures up images of sugary delight and childhood nostalgia. For many, just hearing the words Krispy Kreme is enough to trigger memories of biting into a warm, pillowy donut, the glaze melting on your tongue. The brand has become synonymous with indulgence, comfort, and a little bit of magic, a treat that feels both special and familiar. This reputation was built on a simple yet powerful experience, sharing a moment of joy with friends and family over a box of fresh donuts. Whether it was a morning pick-me-up, a celebration, or just a spontaneous treat, Krispy Kreme made every occasion feel a little brighter. Watching warm donuts glide effortlessly through a shimmering glazed waterfall was nothing short of mesmerizing. The process was almost theatrical, drawing crowds of curious onlookers who marveled at the transformation. The iconic hot news sign, glowing like a beacon in the night, promised a melt-in-your-mouth treat that was fresh from the oven. For many, spotting that sign was an invitation to indulge in a moment of pure happiness. The sensory experience, seeing, smelling, and tasting the donuts fresh created deep emotional connections with customers. It wasn't just about the food, it was about the memories made and the smiles shared. The original glazed donut stood at the heart of it all, a masterpiece that set Krispy Kreme apart from every other bakery. Its delicate, golden exterior and airy interior made it a favorite for generations. Crafted from a secret recipe, the donut's lightness was nearly impossible to replicate. Bakers took pride in perfecting each batch, ensuring that every bite delivered the signature melt-in-your-mouth sensation. Whenever a new store opened, it was more than just a business event. It was a community celebration. Massive crowds would gather, some lining up for hours, eager to be among the first to taste the legendary hot donuts straight from the line. The in-store production, affectionately known as Donut Theater, was a stroke of marketing genius. Customers could watch the entire process unfold behind glass, turning a simple purchase into an immersive experience. By turning manufacturing into entertainment, Krispy Kreme built trust and loyalty. People felt connected to the brand, knowing exactly how their favorite treats were made and seeing the care that went into every step. The intoxicating smell of fresh donuts, the sight of steam rising, and the first warm bite created an unbreakable bond with customers. It was a full sensory experience that kept people coming back time and time again. Over the years, Krispy Kreme became more than just a donut shop. It became an American icon. Its green and red logo, the Hot Now sign, and the promise of a sweet escape made it a beloved part of communities across the country. But as the company expanded rapidly, it began to lose sight of the very magic that made it so successful. The focus shifted from quality and experience to growth and numbers, and the special moments that once defined Krispy Kreme started to fade. This misstep would prove incredibly costly, as the company soon discovered that success built on genuine connection and quality cannot be replaced by mere expansion. The lesson was clear. The sweetest scent of success comes from never forgetting what made you special in the first place. Krispy Kreme's journey was slow. Founded in 1937, it was a regional treasure in the Southeast, growing cautiously. This deliberate expansion preserved quality and culture. Competitors like Dunkin' Donuts and Tim Hortons expanded aggressively. They focused on convenience, saturating markets with quick service. Krispy Kreme's slow growth created a market presence gap. By the late 1990s, rivals had a dominant footprint. Krispy Kreme, with only 100 stores, was playing catch-up. It faced a choice: cautious growth or rapid expansion. It chose the latter, leading to unprecedented growth and mistakes. This decision set the stage for future challenges. In the late 1990s, Krispy Kreme shifted gears under the leadership of CEO Scott Livengood. The company, which had long been a beloved Southern institution, was suddenly ready to take on the entire nation. Livengood and his team saw an opportunity to transform Krispy Kreme from a regional favorite into a household name across America. The vision was bold and the stakes were high. The company embarked on an ambitious expansion plan, opening new stores at a breakneck pace. Grand openings became almost routine, with crowds lining up for a taste of the famous hot, fresh donuts. Construction crews worked overtime to keep up with the aggressive schedule, and ribbon cuttings became a familiar sight in cities that had never seen a Krispy Kreme before. The goal was to become a national powerhouse quickly, planting the Krispy Kreme flag in as many markets as possible. Animated maps showed the brand's rapid march across the country, with new locations popping up seemingly overnight. The company's leadership believed that ubiquity was the key to success, and they were determined to make Krispy Kreme a coast-to-coast phenomenon. New stores opened rapidly but at a high price. In some cities, multiple locations appeared within blocks of each other, creating fierce competition between franchisees. The excitement of expansion masked the growing risks as the company pushed further and faster than ever before. Poor site selection led to market oversaturation. Stores cannibalized each other's sales, and the novelty of Krispy Kreme began to wear off. In some neighborhoods, it seemed like there was a Krispy Kreme on every corner, and the once long line started to shrink. The brand's special occasion feel eroded with ubiquity. What was once a treat people would drive miles for became just another product on a crowded shelf. Krispy Kreme donuts showed up in supermarkets, gas stations, and convenience stores, making them more accessible but less special. Behind the scenes, aggressive growth targets led to questionable practices. Executives felt the pressure to meet Wall Street's expectations, sometimes prioritizing expansion over sustainable business decisions. Franchise agreements were pushed through quickly, and due diligence sometimes took a backseat to the need for speed. Franchisee demand wasn't naturally high enough for rapid growth. In many cases, the company had to work hard to convince new operators to sign on, and some locations opened in markets that simply weren't ready for them. The result was a growing number of underperforming stores and frustrated franchisees. The focus shifted from building lasting success to simply adding more locations. Expansion became a numbers game, with each new store seen as a victory, regardless of its long-term prospects. The company's leadership was caught up in the thrill of rapid growth, losing sight of the fundamentals that had made Krispy Kreme special in the first place. The sugar rush of overexpansion led to a painful crash. As sales failed to meet expectations, stores began to close almost as quickly as they had opened. Many new stores failed to meet sales expectations, leaving employees with little to do. The strategy meant to make Krispy Kreme dominant instead led to a sharp decline. The company's stock price tumbled, and the brand's reputation took a hit. Investors and fans alike wondered how things had gone so wrong so quickly. It was a classic case of too much too soon, a cautionary tale of how rapid, unchecked growth can turn a sweet success story into a bitter lesson in business missteps. In the early 2000s, Krispy Kreme was riding high on a wave of rapid expansion. Stores were popping up in cities across the country, and the brand seemed unstoppable. But beneath the surface, trouble was brewing. As the company aggressively opened new locations, cracks began to show in its business model. Overexpansion led to market saturation, and some stores struggled to turn a profit. The pressure to maintain the appearance of constant growth was immense, and soon a damaging crisis erupted that would shake the company to its core. In 2004, Krispy Kreme was rocked by a massive accounting scandal that made national headlines. The company, once darling of Wall Street, suddenly found itself under intense scrutiny from the media, investors, and regulators. Investigations revealed that Krispy Kreme had been inflating its sales figures in an attempt to meet the lofty expectations set by Wall Street analysts. Executives manipulated financial reports, making the company appear far more successful than it actually was. The truth came to light when Krispy Kreme missed its earnings targets, sending shockwaves through the financial world. Investors were stunned, and the company's stock price began to plummet almost overnight. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission quickly launched an investigation, uncovering a pattern of improper accounting practices. Executives had engaged in questionable tactics to hide the company's declining sales and profitability. Among the most damaging revelations were the use of channel stuffing, shipping more products to franchisees than they could sell, and buying back underperforming franchises to mask falling sales. These moves created the illusion of growth, but in reality, the company was struggling. The fallout was swift and severe. Shareholders filed lawsuits, demanding accountability for their losses. Krispy Kreme was forced to restate its earnings, further eroding trust in the company's leadership. The company's stock collapsed, wiping out millions in market value. Once busy stores closed their doors and the brand's reputation was left in tatters, top executives, including CEO Scott Levengood, were dismissed and faced hefty fines. The leadership shakeup was meant to signal a new era, but the damage had already been done. The scandal became a cautionary tale about the dangers of prioritizing short-term gains over long-term stability. Krispy Kreme's story served as a warning to other companies about the risks of unchecked growth and financial mismanagement. In the aftermath, Krispy Kreme faced a long and difficult struggle to rebuild trust with customers, investors, and franchisees. The road to recovery would be slow, but the lessons learned from the 2004 scandal would shape the company's future for years to come. Krispy Kreme's business model is both its strength and burden. The in-store donut theater is expensive to maintain. Large stores require significant real estate, increasing costs. High operating costs put pressure on sales to break even. Dunkin's smaller, efficient model allows for widespread presence, but Krispy Kreme's model limits its ability to expand. The donut-making experience is central to its brand. However, it struggles to compete on convenience and scale. Each new store is a costly investment, unlike Dunkin's. This financial strain forces Krispy Kreme to seek alternative growth strategies. Krispy Kreme tried a new strategy, delivered fresh daily. Stores became production hubs, delivering to third-party retailers. This model expanded reach without costly new stores. However, it severed the connection to the in-store experience. Donuts on shelves lost the magic of fresh production. The strategy devalued the brand, turning it into a commodity. Logistical challenges and inconsistent demand strained profits. Without the hot now sign, freshness was uncertain. The shift misunderstood the brand's success, chasing convenience. Krispy Kreme diluted its magic, turning a treat into a common item. The delivered fresh daily strategy peaked with the McDonald's partnership. Supplying donuts to McDonald's seemed like a game changer. It promised national scale and a massive revenue stream. However, execution faced logistical and demand challenges. Supplying thousands of locations strained production capabilities. McDonald's customers preferred savory breakfast options. Unsold donuts led to waste and frustration. The partnership was terminated after a limited rollout. It exposed the delivered fresh daily model's weaknesses. The failure was a public embarrassment and strategic blow. A class action lawsuit followed, alleging misleading investor information. The dream partnership turned into a legal and financial nightmare. Leadership instability has plagued Krispy Kreme. Multiple owners and CEOs led to inconsistent strategies. The company lurched from one plan to the next. Recent years saw key executives depart amid financial struggles. High-profile resignations signaled a lack of confidence. Poor financial decisions reflected inconsistent leadership. Acquisitions and investments often ended in failure. Leadership turnover created a cycle of instability. The lack of steady hand prevented coherent planning. Krispy Kreme's struggles stem from poor strategic decisions. Krispy Kreme relies heavily on its indulgent donuts. Competitors diversified, but Krispy Kreme remained focused on sweets. Health tends to pose a significant threat to its business. The low-carb craze exposed its vulnerability to market shifts. Dunkin' successfully pivoted to beverages, broadening its appeal. Krispy Kreme's attempts to diversify have been half-hearted. The brand remains synonymous with donuts, limiting growth. Without meaningful expansion, it risks being left behind. Its singular focus is a liability in a health-conscious market. Evolving beyond its core product is crucial for long-term success. Krispy Kreme's journey offers cautionary business lessons. Losing sight of core brand identity led to its struggles. Growth strategies must enhance, not erode, brand value. Prioritizing short-term gains over long-term health proved disastrous. Ethical conduct and transparency are essential for sustainable success. Adaptability is crucial in a changing market landscape. Krispy Kreme's reluctance to diversify left it vulnerable. Competitors evolved, while Krispy Kreme remained a one-trick pony. Stable leadership is vital for navigating challenges. Sustainable success requires smart strategy and disciplined execution.